Hello, my name is Andrew from Terrytown and welcome to your Geo Pro 15 TV. I'm going to start this off right up front here with your front power tongue jack. You do have a light just in case you do need to hook up at night. Retract and extend for your power tongue jack there. Worst case, if this ever electrically goes out, you can peel this little black tab up here, insert a tool, and you can go ahead and manually crank it to manually override it. Right behind here are going to be both of your propane tanks. This little regulator switch, which you can, let's see if I can zoom the camera in there. So you just twist this to whatever way you want it. You can kind of see a little arrow there. If it's pointing to this tank, it's going to use this tank. If you flip it around and point it to this tank, it's going to use that tank. So whichever way that is pointing to, it's going to read that tank. And then you can see how it goes clear, white, and so forth. It goes around like that. There's gonna be a little red dial in there that tells you if there's no propane going through or it's empty. And then when it's green, it shows you that there is propane going through. So just keep an eye on that. Right behind here, it's gonna be your battery. And then moving down here is going to be your sewer connection. So you have a sewer hose holder, your gray tank and your black tank. Your black tank is going to be for your toilet and all of your sewage. Your gray tank is going to be for showers and sinks, so that is where you dump those. What I do recommend doing, excuse me, is doing the black tank first, just because that is the dirtiest water out of the two. So all you do is grab the handle and of course pull it, and then your black tank is going to drain. What I do recommend doing is, like I said, first black tank, but leave it open. While that's open, come over here. Coming down to your sewer connection here, you're going to have your sewer hose holder, your gray tank and your black tank. Your black tank is going to be for your sewer system, and your gray tank pull is going to be for your showers and sinks. So that is how you empty both of them. So I do recommend doing the black tank first, just because, of course, like I said, it's your sewer system, it's your toilet. So you're going to be draining your toilet through here. So of course there's going to be like toilet paper and stuff that'll get stuck in the sewer hose. So that's why I recommend doing that one first. And since that's the cleanest water, it's going to help kind of flush it out as it comes out. So before you put your hands on it, it kind of gives it one last little rinse. And right here is going to be your outside shower. Pretty self-explanatory. It's going to look just like the one inside. Hot, cold side of the faucet, and then your shower head and hose all inside there. And then just underneath, if I can get there we go. Those are going to be your low point drains, so you can kind of see the hot and cold there. That's the two lowest points in your camper, so just go ahead and unscrew those gray caps, and then your lines are going to drain right out on the floor. Here's your camp power or shore power here. This is your cord. You're going to have your cable satellite input here, and then your city water connection. Your city water connection is going to be when you get to a campground. It's going to be your main water source. So when you plug in a hose, it's going to go right into here and of course shoot water into your lines. Just to the right of that is going to be an antifreeze inlet, so you can kind of read that there. Basically, when you when you turn on your pump, after you bypass your little water pump, it's going to draw from this right here and suck in water, or not water, suck in your antifreeze and push it throughout your lines. So, like I said, all you got to do is flip a couple switches. I can explain that more when you are here in person. But otherwise it just goes right through here and pushes antifreeze through your lines. Right here is going to be your water heater. So this is your anode rod. Your anode rod is going to protect your tank. So all the hard water will eat at this rather than your tank. So that's why over time you will have to replace this. That's more of a personal preference so whenever you think about 50% is going to be when you're going to want to replace this. Then just underneath here, pop that in there. Go ahead and tighten that down with a 1 1/16 socket. Once that is nice and tight, go to the inside of your camper and turn on the hot side of your faucet. That is then going to start to shoot out like the water, of course, but it's going to sputter first, so it's going to shoot out some of the air. But once you have a steady flow of water and your anode is in and nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn this on, which I'll show you through the inside. But then when it comes time to empty it, you pull this pressure release valve here. It's going to hiss, releasing all the pressure. Then when it's done hissing, go ahead, take your socket, pull this out, and then all of your water is going to drain right out of that hole that anode rod was just in. This is always the fun part, trying to line that up. There you go. This right here, fresh tank. So if you are bringing this in the middle of nowhere, you are able to fill this up, and then you can have running water while you're not hooked up to city water connection. The wind decided to come at a great time. But I'm gonna do my best to block it here. But otherwise, I'm gonna keep going. Fresh tank, so it's just a portable water source. It's basically just a big water reservoir, big tank that you can fill up with water and take with you out in the middle of nowhere. And then the drain for that is gonna be right there, that little white pull tab. Just go ahead, pull that, and that's going to drain your fresh tank. You have your griddle here. And then I'll go over more of your convenience package on this side. Right on here. This is going to be your 25-foot drinking hose. So you can fill that up, or use this to fill up your fresh tank or anything like that. On the inside of that is going to be your 110 adapter, which will plug into your house. So if you do need to plug this into your house for any reason, you're able to do that. This is going to be your sewer hose, which I do highly recommend being a better one. Yeah, it's more of like a premium sewer hose is what I would recommend. But otherwise, this one's going to last you a little bit, but not very long. And then you have your stabilizer jack crank. Kind of see on the end there. That'll go right on top of here. And that's also going to double as a manual override for your front power tongue jack as well. And you of course have a table and everything like that here, which can hook onto here, and then you can set your griddle on it or whatever. And that little griddle has a LP gas hose, which will go right into this LP quick connect here, and then it's just a little quick connect like I told you, and all the gas will then kind of flow out of here and right into your griddle. 110 outlet, and then furnace exhaust. So when your furnace is on, all the extra heat is going to be kicking out of here. So what I do recommend doing is keeping your little kids, animals, something like that away, because they can get burnt. And then not really a whole lot else on the outside. For your handle, sorry, this wind is killer. But got your code here. But the main thing for your handle, hold it all the way to the left, because if you're trying to pull on the right, it's not going to open. Open it and almost like twist your hand out. It's going to pull that right open. And then like I said, here it's going to be your code, so you can go with that when you are here. And then for your steps, make sure your door is completely open. Pull the blue tab. You can see how that works there. And then you go ahead and pull it back. Same thing for going forward. And then to adjust your legs for different ground clearances, you just press these little buttons on either side. I'll just pull, grab and open, and it drops down. All right, right here is going to be all of your readers. So it's going to tell you how full your fresh black and gray are getting. You have all of your lights here. That your step light is that one, by the way. Wi-Fi booster, so basically just grab signal. It's not like your own little Wi-Fi. But you have two elements to your water heater, gas and electric. So you can go ahead and choose whichever one. Here's your water pump. So if you need to either start sucking from your antifreeze inlet or your fresh tank, you just go ahead and click the water pump button. Tank heater, all it does is just kind of, what do you call it? Well, heat your tanks. But it's gonna heat up some of these ones rather than your like water heater tank or anything like that, just so if you're camping in cooler weather, you don't have to worry about any of these freezing. So for your awning, you want to make sure your door's in just a tad. Go ahead and hold extend. So I can get a better position here. Pretty much as soon as you see the awning flap kind of come down and then the black bar sitting on underneath it, that's when you are going to want to let go. So there's the flap and there's the bar. So you can kind of see how that works. and then go ahead and reel it back in. The reason why you do want to stop is because if you do keep reeling it, it'll actually reel in the opposite way and end up breaking your awning, and that's going to not be a very fun fix. So that's what you have to let go at that certain point in time. Then moving inside, there's not a whole lot in here, but starting off down here, this is going to be your inverter. Not a whole lot to it. All it does is it just kind of powers up small outlets around your camper for use. Right here, it's all labeled, tells you where, but you just press in, turn, and then you will have to light it with a lighter, unfortunately, but you have your little 3-burner there. This is going to be your keys. There's just 2 of them. This is going to be your little power stand here. And then to drop it, go ahead and pop that little red button back and pop it down like that. For your little bathroom shower combo, right down here is going to be your shower miser. So this little blue thing will turn clear, and I'll explain why in just a second. So with this is going to be a little twist knob. So basically all that does is when you turn on your hot water, flip that switch, it's going to sit there and recycle until it's hot. When it's hot, that's why that turns clear or white. But that just saves your water, saves your tanks from filling up and everything like that. So that's what that is for. And then fridge. All the buttons are going to be in the back there. The higher the number, the cooler it gets. Nothing really for your freezer. And then down under here is going to be your breakers and fuses. I recommend bringing some extra fuses. It's just a personal recommendation. But you can pick those up at any auto parts store. This is in the bed position, so you can see how everything is down like this. And of course you would start to pile up some of these extra right here in the middle. But otherwise, well, they're screwed down right now. But let me see if I can cut the video here and try to get you a better view.